Yo, how cool is this? The start. It's the start of something new. It feels so right to be here with you. Oh, and now looking in your eyes, I feel in my heart the start of something new. This is fun. This is cool. Man, to watch this thing grow is going to be super sick. Probably see if I can stream on like Twitch too at the same time. That'd be pretty cool. Kinks look good. This is the purpose of like figuring out how this thing works. I'm actually using Streamlabs. What's up, Owen? Testing out kinks, man. Making sure everything looks good. Also going over BBR stuff, making sure that like, or well, talking about like my thoughts on the team that I drafted and how the season went and stuff. And then I'm gonna start building a team because I want to actually play on the ladder on stream because I've been doing it from the comfort of my bed. Talking about VGC. Well, doubles, right? The video game championship format. I've been doing it from the comfort of my bed, but now I can do it on stream. So I'll talk about my team for the BBR. Thoughts, and then we'll transition to Showdown. And then from scratch, we're going to build something for the new format. And because I haven't built a team for this new format just yet for the double restricted. But I've definitely been keeping up, which will be fun. No, not a draft team. A doubles laddering team. And then, you know, I'll get the team in game. And for future streams, probably Thursday night, we'll play on the actual game. It's the start. I can give you a team name. J-Bear has been tested. Ooh, that'd be pretty cool. Let me know. I've been like watching a lot of stuff, and I've been really liking the combination of Horse Maridon, and Ho-Oh. I think are like my two favorites so far, which I like a lot. What's up, team? I know there's more people coming into the chat. Thanks, guys. I see you guys are here. Don't be afraid to say hi. And then forgive me as I'm like stumbling on my words. I'm getting like used to this. I used to do this, you know, talking to you guys in real time, and it's gonna take some getting used to, getting back into the swing of things for sure. Let me know how like audio levels are and stuff. I'm too loud, if the music's too loud, all that fun stuff. But yeah, man. I mean, I guess I'll just start because this whatever they call it, is gonna record and people can watch it after, which do pretty well, which is really nice. Really, really nice. Okay, so looks like what's cool is I wanted to test how stream is holding up, and shout out to the new spot. Internet looks absolutely phenomenal, which is fantastic. You'll love to see. Okay. Yeah, man, stream health looks good. For those who aren't in the Sanctuary, which is my Discord server, it's dead right now, but we're looking to revive it. Don't worry. We're bringing it back. We're slowly coming back to old GrandmasterDrey form, which is being more active in my community, being more active in other servers, and just, you know, connecting with people on the day-to-day. Life updates. I have moved in to a brand new apartment, which is probably super bare. You could probably see my couch behind me. I was looking through TikTok and I saw this like little astronaut where the astronaut projects different lights onto the ceiling, and I feel like that would be super sweet to put in the background, so I probably will invest in getting something like that. Set up memberships? I know. I probably have to find more information on how that stuff works. I obviously have the availability to do it, so I probably definitely should. Since we're gonna get into a consistent schedule, for sure. I'll probably get your guidance on that, Owen, and how that works and fun stuff and what like recommendations can be. I see you and John killing the game with that kind of stuff, so I definitely will be seeking your guys' help. So yeah, moved into this apartment. It's been really nice. I moved in March 1st, and the first like 3 weeks was all getting things out of my storage. I had lived with family since Roman was born. It was supposed to be like one of those new baby is born, parents help please, and then it evolved. Fast forward 8 years later, and I never left. We were so comfortable. And I'm Latino, I'm Mexican, so in the Mexican culture, it's always tough for the oldest son to leave, and parents didn't want to leave, and it was comfortable, saved a lot of money, which is really great. I was able to get out of a lot of debt, adult stuff, man, so very grateful for my parents. But it came to a certain point where like it was time to get back on my feet and live alone again. I'd lived alone for quite some time before I met my ex-wife, and now I'm back, I feel like, in my element, which is really nice. So I did want to take those 3 weeks to really settle myself in, get things out of storage, find my new way of living, my new routines, because not only did I move into a new place, I also got a new job, and the job took some growing pains. It was a lot of like the company is very young, and the beginning of the job was very shaky, and I really had to come to a crossroads if I was going to grow with them. And luckily enough, we did kind of have a conversation of what the future looks like. And fast forward like 8 months into my employment, I feel like I built a lot of value to myself, and I was promoted to assistant manager. Brought a couple folks onto the team and created some stability, really changed things around in the company. I work for a print shop, so we do like imprints on like anything your business would need. We're like a business and event resource center, I guess you can call us. So we got some stability, which is fantastic. And so everything kind of has been going my way, thank God. I'm definitely blessed. Very, very, very grateful. God's really put his like hands on my life, which is really nice. So like I said, spent 3 weeks really like getting myself settled into the new apartment. And then I really decided to be lazy. Like I settled in, and then I really didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to, enjoy my rent. I feel like for those who live alone and have their own place, I feel like you guys can relate. Once you like have a spot for yourself and you're paying money, like why just not enjoy it? So BBR hoodies win. We should. We need to get some head counts and see how many we can get. Ends up being a better price for all of us. That'd be fire. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, I really wanted to take some time to enjoy it. So I really settled in 3 weeks after March, and April was really lazy. April was really enjoying life. I was still doing draft leagues, as you can see, but I wasn't performing very well. We're going to go over that with the BBR. Wasn't really taking it as seriously as I probably am now with my draft leagues. And it definitely showed in my records for sure. But I was doing a lot of IRL stuff, which is definitely good for the soul. And now that we're in May, man, I really had all of April to enjoy it. And now it's back to getting on the grind and doing things and I say by the grind about doing the things that I like to do. So this is, as you can see, the channel is monetized, but I don't make a lot of money on it, right? It's just like a hobby. It'll generate random buzz. Like I recently did a Yon Mega video and it freaking blew up out of nowhere, which ended up getting me over the YouTube bucket to get paid out, which was really cool, which really reminded myself of like, maybe I should be doing this and not allow the channel to die, because it was very consistent. I was getting 1,000 to 2,000 views per video, and then I just stopped being consistent. So try my best to allow the channel to thrive again. What's up, King L5? What's up, brother? King L5, I'm sorry, but there will be no talks about Scoville in here. So if you don't want to stick around, I'd understand. And so yeah, man, we're back, and I have a flow. You know, your man is single, so I don't really have any other obligations outside of being a father, work, and then taking care of myself. And I feel like I was most happy when I was doing this, and this makes me happy. So I'm definitely back. What's up? And I'll probably get at my friends, as you guys know who my goon friends are. I'll probably try to feature them more often in the channel and on streams, because they're hooligans for sure. But yeah, man, that's a life update. For those who are watching the vlog, blog, whatever it is, whatever it's called when it records after, that's the life update. And without further ado, man, let's go and hop on into what we're gonna start to doing. You need to not just be Saturday upload Wi-Fi game, Andy. Yeah, it's really just one Wi-Fi game a week. We've been playing multiple leagues. We did the BBR, so let's get into it, man. So the BBR, this is the team that we drafted for the BBR. We were running this league and also another league, the PPL, which actually is still going on. I don't understand how we're uploading. Spoiler alert for those who haven't been following the PPL run. We have made playoffs in both phases, phase 1 and phase 2. Actually ended in the first seed in first place in phase 1, ended first place in phase 2. I can actually go over that real quick just to kind of give an update of what the channel is looking like right now. I'm looking to upload both of those battles probably Thursday and Friday. I don't necessarily have any like obligation to follow, I think, the way that things are working out with upload schedule wise. So I don't think I'm like told to upload a certain time, a certain day. So I do want to do Thursday, Friday, because I do have the LTM, which is returning, which is Owen's League, and that's going to be draft analysis this coming Saturday, which is supposed to be Sunday, but it's Mother's Day, so we're doing Saturday. You need to just be Saturday, upload Wi-Fi game, VOD, there you go. You're so old. Tad, I am. But this is the PPL league that's going on now. There's no spoilers here because this is the end of the phase. So I guess the way that Gravy Jack is doing is that there's different phases. There's two phases to earn a certain amount of championship points. And I won't show you guys this is the actual live doc. So I won't show you guys what the live statuses are because games have been played after this phase, which will spoil my other videos. And I don't want to do that. So we're not going to do that. But essentially, long story short, is that we have to accumulate an X amount of points. I believe it's 31 points total to lock yourself into what he calls grand finals, which is technically like pre-qualifying you into the main part of the league of the tournament. And the winner of that phase is the overall winner of the overall event. So phase 1, we ended first place in our bracket, in our pool, I should say. And then all the coaches in the pool draft together, play each other, right? And it's a total of 4 games pool. I believe it was 4 games first phase, 4 games second phase. Ended first place. We ended up getting kicked out of quarterfinals by Dashing Septile. I played like garbage that day. That kind of goes back to how I was with life. I really didn't have the time, nor did I care. So I ended up getting booted out of quarterfinals from Dashing Septile. Pew pew, what's up, Nidus? And then so we took a little break, which is why there's a big gap of videos. For whatever reason, you were supposed to upload every single day, Monday through Friday for your pool, and then there's like no videos, which is conversation for another day. But this is the most recent one that just happened on the most recent video on the channel. Was our run here, and so as you can see in the little green section off to the far left, we ended up in first place again for phase 2. We ended 4-1 plus 13. Brandon, coach of the Piedmont Triad Kickers, fun fact, is like top 3 in the league. We ended up being one of his only, I think he only lost twice, and one of those losses is to us, so I do take pride in that. He's been really killing it, which is really nice. But we ended up having the MVP of our team being Jan Mega. That team that's currently going on right now is a team of Spectrier, Hisuian Samurai, Iron Hands, Screamtail. I will say Iron Hands is the truth. That's crazy. Pokemon's awesome. We have Scizor, Cyclizar, Landorus Incarnate, Yanmega again, who is my Terra captain. Pokemon's crazy with Terra. Muck, who is really like grabbing my heart. I love that Pokemon in Draft League. And then Flaky and Mankey. Mankey's on the team because we get it for free. It's a mascot pick. Again, a conversation for another day, but these are the videos that are going up on the channel. On Thursday, you will see quarterfinals. And Friday, I'll have another video. And then Saturday, we will have our draft analysis for the LTM. So that's what's going on currently on the channel. And then now going back to the BBR. We did very bad. We did so bad. Maybe they can talk about current ongoing draft tournament and the DPL and on the Oko pod. Also, guys, if you guys haven't seen the 3 Hit KO podcast, make sure you go check them out. BBR. Really bad. I really wish, man, it sucks. I went through a whole spiel about how I was in life, and I really wasn't. I was more so like trying to think of like, you know, enjoying my space, enjoying where I am in life, and the BBR kind of fell on a really awkward spot. But then I say at the same time, I got hacked out a lot. The first 4 games, easily I could have gone 4-0. Really, there's so many things that didn't go my way. Like for one, I didn't run loaded dice on my gouging fire, and I needed one more scale shot hit to really run away with the game. I don't remember against it was who, but that's one. I ended up getting crit on my Urshifu on another game where Urshifu could have cleaned the game, which really sucks. And then I also underestimated a Jumpluff. And apparently that Pokemon actually is something people draft, and so learned that the hard way. And then it kind of just snowballed from there. But overall, my thought of the team was really fun. I feel like under different circumstances, I would have loved to use these Pokemon again. Enamorus Incarnate with Terra is absolutely crazy. If you guys have the opportunity to use it with Terra, this is free Terra Preview, which I think is the best format to use. We've been doing this for like, what, 2 years now? And I think that free Terra Preview is the best. Free Terra Preview is where you can terrestrialize into any type you want. However, you do need to inform your opponent before you actually play, which I think is really cool. It eliminates the guessing, because in previous formats we've been doing like one Terra captain with 3 types, but then you have to guess like, okay, this Enamorus can terrestrialize into a steel, an electric type, or a ground type. Now, when I'm going against it and it's in the moment, I have to like think like which of the 3 could he be, which is kind of lame. I feel like in the grand scheme of things, it was really annoying to prep with. This way, at least it takes the guessing work out of it, and then it's like a 50-50 whether or not, like, you know, he's gonna Terra or not. Yeah, it's a couple close ones for sure. But Enamorus is crazy. Like the last game of the season against Viz, I brought a Terra Dark Enamorus with like superpower and contrary, and I was able, with coverage of superpower, Terra Dark, and I believe Play Rough, it hit everything on his team for super effective damage, if not neutral damage. And then it got a hand really fast. He allowed me to get 1 superpower up, got a +1 attack, +1 defense, and literally swept his team. There was another game where I had Terra Stellar, which was really cool. And apparently the way that it works, that I didn't realize, that Jay kind of explained to me, that Terra Stellar is when typically you use it, it will drop your special attack by 1. But with contrary, it boosts it. So it's kind of like a snowball effect. And what I didn't understand, what I didn't realize, or I didn't ask my front office, maybe they did tell me, maybe Jaybird told me, I just didn't remember in the moment, is that like when you use Terra Stellar Terra Blast against a already terrestrialized Pokemon, it does super effective damage, which is crazy. Like that's if I had known that or understood that maybe sooner in the season, I feel like there was like 3 or 4 games I could have easily just brought that, and it just won games with like a Choice Scarf, which is crazy. I also played Kirby, and I could have probably ran away with the game. I was Terra Fairy and if I had like Drain Punched on his switch of a Garchomp, I could have won there. Just simply because with Terra Fairy, double boosting Draining Kiss, and Moonblast, it becomes super overwhelming. But long story short, Namorous is really cool. Love that Pokemon. I definitely will want to use it in the future. Gouging Fire, a little underwhelming. I feel like maybe it's just because I didn't use it very well. Maybe it just had a bad season. Personally, I feel like Gouging Fire had a tough time muscling through the things that it was designated to muscle through, if that makes sense. I hope I'm explaining that correctly. I know it doesn't sound right once I say it out loud, but I feel like the walls that are designated to check Gouging Fire checked it really well, which is insert bulky water type here. It doesn't really have the coverage to muscle through them. Low-key Terra Stellar is a really solid option in draft when you don't know what your opponent's Terra Captain is going to be, but you need to hit it with your own. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, is that if I had understood the mechanic sooner, I feel like I would have been much better off throughout the season. Hope you guys didn't hear my neck crack like that. But yeah, I was saying Gouging Fire really had a tough time like getting through a lot of bulky waters. Like in draft, like the most important in my opinion, one of the top 5 things that are most important for every draft is a bulky water type, followed by like a steel, a steel type, a fairy type. I wouldn't say dark is actually essential. No, I think that in my opinion, really you want to have a bulky water, a fairy, and a steel. Those are like my top 3 most important things. So everybody has a bulky water type, and I feel like at least in the matchups that I was up against every single week, there was always some bulky water that was causing a problem, and I couldn't muscle through it, if that makes sense. So Gouging Fire is meh. At least in like an open Terra Captain format like this, it's just kind of meh. I expected it to be a little bit better. I drafted it with a Namorous to be able to eliminate like the steel types that want to come in on a Namorous, but a Namorous already handles them. With coverage like Earth Power and Mystical Fire, it doesn't need Gouging Fire, if that makes sense. Like literally, if a Steel type comes in, it takes 65 to 80% from an Earth Power, which is crazy. And then Gliscor, I really liked. I gave it a chance for the whole season. I did have it. I don't remember what league it was. It could have been the previous BBR season, but then I dropped it. I ended up losing to Keegan after bringing Agility Swords Dance, and I kind of got really frustrated with it, and I dropped it. So I really wanted to give it a full season to really understand if it's going to be a good Pokemon for my playstyle, and I don't think that it is. For me, I like to position my offensive pieces with bulky pieces in the back, if that makes sense. So I like to have a hard hitter, aka a breaker, whether if it's a physical and a special, if not both. And then like 3 or 4 pieces that can allow me to take a hit and then U-turn, flip turn, pivot out slowly to get in the other mons. To me, Gliscor was going to be that, but it's so fast, it doesn't underspeed the things that it comes in to soak up a hit for, to reposition on this team, an Namorous to win, or Urshifu, or Gouging Fire. So it more so like wanted to do other support stuff, or be like a damage mon, which I didn't really use very well. So I personally didn't like Gliscor from the way that I used it. Gouge is good. It just needs to be used as either a breaker or a super fast slow burn. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that with that, if the bulky water is there, it wanted to be the Dragon Dance spot, but I feel like I just maybe didn't use it well. Who knows? Tentacruel didn't really come too much. It's supposed to be the spinner, but it came like twice, I think. I maybe used it twice. I brought it the last week against Viz to counter a Cleavor, and I think I brought it one more other time to help with a strong fairy, but Tentacruel is kind of meh. I feel like it's a really bad spinner. I literally put it on the team to be a spinner and another way for us to break fairy types, because the fire type on the team at that time when I was drafting was also part dragon. So there's another way to break fairy types, which is going to be a setup, because I had the wheel. I didn't explain this in the beginning, but I had the back wheel in the draft. I was last, so I was able to pick 2 Pokemon at a time. So I had intended to take Tentacruel and Urshifu, because Urshifu was still there. Urshifu, however, round 4 Tentacruel. Yeah, I took it really, really early because I thought I would need it to help me with fairy types, and then I needed removal because Gouging Fire doesn't want to come in on rocks. It wants to be booster energy or loaded dice most of the time. At least I thought so. But then Urshifu, though, I am on the island. I will die on this hill, dude. I think that Urshifu is still absolutely incredible. Urshifu was probably, outside of Enamorus, my favorite Pokemon in this team. The nerf to 75 base power from Wicked Blow, I feel like wasn't that noticeable. And I say that because the buff of Swords Dance is so crazy. I brought Swords Dance 4 times. 5 times. How many weeks did we have? We had 8 weeks. 9 weeks. I think I brought Swords Dance 5 times. And there were so many opportunities to click Swords Dance and then do a bunch of damage. And then Sucker Punch. And if it wasn't Swords Dance, it was just Banded or Choice Scarfed. It's going to sound stupid, but the less you think for me, the better. Literally a Pokemon that I just said, you can reposition the board and then come in and then click a button, which is literally Urshifu. And it runs the same moves. Wicked Blow, Close Combat / Drain Punch. Some kind of coverage move for a fairy type, whether if it's going to be Iron Head or Poison Jab. Most of the time it's Iron Head for whatever reason. It just didn't work out to be Poison Jab. And plus, Poison Jab has an immunity in Steel, so Iron Head just ended up being better for the most part. And then U-Turn or Swords Dance, which is really cool. I sleep on Rapid Strike. I haven't really gotten it. So in BPL, which is a big Wi-Fi draft league that I play in a lot. I'm actually getting ready to play in another one here soon, hopefully. But I use Urshifu Rapid Strike with Terra. That Pokemon was crazy. Terra Water Urshifu is obnoxious. That Pokemon's nuts. I may like that better than Urshifu Dark. But Urshifu Dark everywhere should be banned, I think. So Single Stripe seems lit. It's super lit. It was so good. This was my favorite mon on this team. I will draft Urshifu if it's available every time. This Pokemon is so fun to use and it's very, very easy to use. Empoleon joined the team later. I believe I had I remember talking to Bash. Shout out Bash, who's my main member of my front office. We were looking at the board because the steel type that we had, I don't remember the steel type that I had before. I'm actually going to look up real quick what the transaction was for my previous steel type. I remember that Empoleon was not my original guy. It was something else, and then we saw that it was there, and we ended up dropping our steel type for it. The original steel type that I drafted on this team, I want to say was Bronzong. I think it was Bronzong. I had Bronzong, Araquanid, and Haunter, and I swapped them out for Empoleon and Vikavolt. So I tried to give Bronzong a chance. I came once, and it did what it needed to do. It came in to stop a fairy type, clicked Body Press, and got up rocks, and died. That's really all I needed it to do. And I mean, it did it, but I felt like it sucked off it deflated so much momentum. If it had like Teleport, and if Teleport still operated like it did in Generation 8, I feel like it'd be so much better. Or if it got like some kind of move where it can die. I think I remember I used Steel Beam for it to die because it lost Self-Destruct. I don't know if it had Self-Destruct before, but the only move that I can use it to pivot, the set was like Body Press, Stealth Rock, coverage move, I think it was Earthquake, and then Steel Beam. That way it can die. Like, I needed it to die. I needed it to do damage and faint, so that way I can get in Gouging Fire or Urshifu. It was like one of those two. So I mean, it came once, and I dropped it the week after. So don't really have much of an opinion on that. Empoleon I didn't really use very much. I think I've used it twice. I maybe I'm just not using it right. Who knows? I think it's cool on paper. I just haven't really given it a chance, nor has it come to as many matchups as I wanted it to. Just run Hypnosis on Zong. Yeah, but then you miss. Come on, L5. Hisuian Electrode, bomb. Awesome Pokemon. Doesn't need Terra. That Pokemon's really good. I like Hisuian Electrode. Probably came to 7 out of the 9 weeks. 150 base speed is crazy. It can outspeed. It outsped in those 7 games. I think all of them, if not like 6 out of the 7, with Modest. As a Modest nature, it outsped its fastest mon, and if I needed to outspeed it, if I needed to outspeed my opponent's fastest mon with a choice scarf, I could run Timid. That Pokemon's crazy. It doesn't hit very hard. It hits like a wet noodle. But at the same time, being able to chip things down and outspeed the team is really cool. For speed alone, fast Pokemon in Draft League, muy importante. I feel like I'm learning that more so recently than I have since Gen 7. I never really prioritized speed tiers. I don't really now, to be honest. I really don't care too much for speed tiers. I feel like it depends on the team, in my opinion. Because just run a choice scarf, dog. Be faster than your scarfer. But then now that I understand with Hisuian Electrode and mons like Azelf and mons like Kilowattrel, being able to outspeed and do like the last 45% that you need is really, really important. She Hisuian on my Electrode till Coral Blast. I actually never ran Coral Blast once. I ran Leaf Storm, and then the other grass move I ran was Electro or Energy Ball. It was always an electro type move. But anyway, Hisuian Electrode, really cool, really fast. I liked it. Decidueye, great Pokemon. It functioned as a really good spin blocker. Good ground type resist. Earthquake resist, I should say. Good pivot. I like that I can run special physical. It came like a lot. There's a lot of matchups where I bought both grass types. I like Decidueye. That Pokemon's really nice. Being able to run Spear Shackle instead of Shadow Claw is really cool. Vikavolt I had for I think it came twice. Once it got up webs, but they were removed pretty quick. And then once it was used as a breaker. But I mean, not having Roost really sucks. I feel like it's really tough to have to run Boots every single time, but then just get chipped down because it's so slow. Maybe if like I ran a faster set to outspeed the slower Pokemon after webs, maybe it would have done a little bit better for me, but who knows. Wigglytuff never came. Never bought it once. The idea was to be another fairy that wasn't Enamorous, that was gonna not change its typing and not, lose to dragon types, but then just bring a steel type, I guess. I feel like it kind of just was dead weight on this team and never came one time. I never really needed. I kind of am off the train of like a bulky normal type is needed. I feel like Ghost Spam, now that Horse is mostly banned, isn't really a problem. Like if you think about it, people feel like normal types, or at least like my sense of the community is that like bulky normal types are needed, but they're not now in Gen 9. Maybe I'm just talking crazy and talking out of my butthole here, but like if you think about it, at least the way that I think about it is, in the past, like in Generation 8, everyone thought, or at least I thought, that you needed a bulky normal type to be able to soak up like ghost type spam. But the only real good ghost spam Pokemon is like Spectrier, and I guess you could put Zoroark Hisui in there too, but Zoroark Hisui kind of goes undrafted in most leagues. And then for the most part, like everyone has a dark type. Just bring your dark type. And I feel like in Gen 9 there's so many dark types, and there's so many good dark types, and they're typically offensive. So once it's in, it'll take like 15 to 20% from the Shadow Ball, but then you're immediately forced to switch out. Like mons like Low Kicks, like Jugu, like Crocodile, like Hisuian Samurott. Like the format in Gen 9 is like littered with dark types. Your checklist of drafting does not really drafting with any cohesiveness or understanding of the meta. Yeah. I mean, that's fair. That's also a fair take. Overall, I feel like I didn't make a good team, to be honest. I feel like there's a combination of three things that made this BBR season kind of a wash. Point number one, timing. Point number two, I feel like the team didn't function with my playstyle, which is fine. I'm cool with trying different things. Last BBR season, I tried to do, what wasn't BBR, it was BBL. I tried to do a hyper offensive team, which didn't work out for me. And overall, I feel like whenever I do the best is whenever I have that like bulky offense, I think. Being able to reposition, like I said. So, I mean, it sucks to end up only winning 2 games out of the 9. That feels bad. I think I won week 1 and week 9. And to lose straight is brutal to watch. And so I appreciate you guys sticking around, man. I really, really, really appreciate it. And it's funny because I was talking to my friends that like behind the scenes in other showdown leagues and like non-upload required Wi-Fi leagues, I'm in playoffs every single time. It's mostly because my friends aren't playing, which are like Owen and like Kirby. Well, I don't know what it is. I really don't have an answer for you. I just don't do well when it's something that I really want to do well in. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Who knows? If you guys can relate, let me know. Whisper's Basky Legion. Dude, Basky Legion I haven't tried. I want to try that Pokemon. Kieran White was fun. Kieran White was cool. I just didn't use it well. To have it under Hail, I feel like was a good concept. I just didn't use that. Well, the BBL season was fun. It was much better than the BBR season, I will say. So that's the recap of the BBR. So let's do some showdown stuff, yeah? I was talking about it before. If you guys are just coming in, I am going to go back into playing on stream for VGC stuff. The doubles format. People call it VGC. VGC stands for Video Game Championships, by the way. It's not what it's called. It's called doubles is the official format of Pokemon, but I don't know why people call it VGC now. Anyway, we are in, is it 20 Regai? There you go. Can you guys see my screen? We can. Kieran White seems sick. We are better, etc. Cannot confirm nor deny. Miraidon. That's the first mon I want to build with this team. So we're gonna go doubles VGC. What the frick you guys want to call it? Before we had single restricted, now we have double restricted. Let me know what you guys, if you guys have any suggestions. Screen is visible. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Miraidon and I think Ice Force. These two are pretty solid. Not Calyrex. Cali Ice. These two. Or let me think. We can go. So I was watching Joey's run, which is all over YouTube right now, and he has Bundle, which I was always on the team of it being pretty solid with Electric Terrain being fast and then clicking Icy Wind for speed control. It's really cool. I didn't see what his Iron Treads was. I know that he was Life Orb, but I didn't see his move, so it was definitely more of like a breaker kind of thing. I do like these two together. However, Calyrex Ice, I feel like kind of counteracts what I want to do on this team. So Ho-Oh has been pretty solid. I like the fact that I can use it to knock out Koraidons, which is fantastic. Text for the chat is a little hard to read with the black text on the black background. Ooh, thank you for that comment. I'm actually going to change that for next stream. That's a good shout. I think I can change the format of the way that it looks. Maybe make it like white or something so you can see it. Lorb EQ Ironhead, Life Orb EQ Ironhead, Steamroller, and something else. I don't remember. Steamroller, interesting. Get rid of his own terrain. Wonder why he would need that. These two seem pretty poggers. Being able to get rid of like every grass type that wants to come in on Miraidon, aka Amoonguss, because Amoonguss is super annoying, and also Rillaboom. The reason I say Ho-Oh is because when I used Miraidon in the LA regional with the homies, Rillaboom was a problem. It was Assault Vest all the time. Amoonguss is annoying. I do see that there's a lot of resurgence of the other mushroom guy. What's the mushroom guy? Why am I blanking on the name of the mushroom guy? The Amoonguss with the sharp teeth. What's that guy's name? I don't remember his name. Irrelevant. Support pieces. I feel like being able to pivot things. I do like the Iron Bundle a lot. Iron Bundle I feel like is really, really good here for some speed control, which would be really, really awesome. And then hands. Brew Bonnet. Thank you. I don't know why I was blanking on his name. But I feel like Bundle can be replaced. However, when I used hands on my previous team for LA, it was such a go. It was so good. And allows for some kind of counterplay to Trick Room. Trick Room is really annoying for this kind of build that I was thinking about, but hands, being able to handle things like the Terapagos is going to be really nice. Terapagos I feel like is a little bit underwhelming, at least from what I've seen and what I've noticed in the past streams that I've been watching. Don't really see it very much in the past few, but Iron Hands does allow a little bit of a security blanket, and that other team, it allowed me to not lose to Terapagos, so I would like to keep that there. Defensive pieces here. What we can do, let's go to Picolytics just to see what other folks are using. Let's see here. So Calyrex Shadow 40%. Is this updated? It is. Really? Is Calyrex Shadow like the #1 restricted being used right now? I haven't looked at the most recent statistics. Rapid Strike could be cool for ground types, which could be really annoying to have rock type coverage for a Ho-Oh. I do like that a lot. Alternatively, there's also Fluttermane that you use for speed control. Let me think. Grimmsnarl also could be pretty nice. Ogerpunk Cornerstone, I am feeling a lot, actually, over Urshifu. Strong rock coverage. Allows us to beat down. What are Calyrex Ice Riders Terras being run recently? Are they going to be ground for the most part? People have been using Grimarai. Yeah, that feels so good. That feels so good. AV Mirai? AV, really? Over Specs? I feel like Life Orb could be really good too. Ooh, Lunala actually seems really nice with I think Lunala gets Wide Guard and Trick Room. I think I remember looking at it, but I don't need it on this team. I feel like Lunala's kind of a sitting. What can you run on Lunala? Wide Guard for. Why would you use Wide Guard? Let me think. Earthquakes on Ursaluna? Dazzling Miraidon, I guess. Probably could run Wide Guard, Trick Room, Meteor Beam, Moongeist Beam. That's not really what I want to do with this team, though. EC. Oh, Power Herb. Yes. I don't know, man. I want to keep the Ho for now. There's 8 million spread moves. Yeah. Heat waves, etc. Fergraph feels nice again, though. I like Fergraph a lot. Is there any reason why I'm feeling myself just rebuilding my Los Angeles team? The Cali's Ogre and Groudon. Is Groudon being used? Really? You know what I was thinking is who would be a good gravity user for Groudon? I feel like gravity would be really nice for Groudon. Something with hypnosis. Urshifu Dark could be really nice to help with Calyrex Shadow, because apparently it's the #1 used Pokemon, evidently. Brute Bonnet is on here now. Why is Brute Bonnet on here now? Just to be a Dark type for Calyrex Shadow? You probably shouldn't build the team. Yeah. No, that's why we're gonna learn the meta, see what's going on. I've only really been catching up, and is it really the recent one, the only one that was the first for double restricted? I think it was. Is that right, Owen? Is this the recent one, the one that Joey participated in, was the only regional that was double restricted? Is the first? Seems like you're kind of locking on to what you used in this. Yeah. Raging Bolt's not good on this archetype. All right, chat. Should we follow up on Owen's recommendation and go Lunala? Because if we do that set of Trick Room, does it get wide guard? It does get wide guard. Moon Geist Beam is like a signature move, and then what's that move called? Meteor Beam. Power Herb. Oh my god, it's fast. I didn't realize how fast it was. Yeah, it's the only official. Okay. Only one so far, huh? I don't think. Maybe we'll put hands in the back for now. We'll follow Owen's guidance because he's been far more inept in this as I have recently. So I would assume Fairy's good with like Dazzling Gleam, right? Let's toss Full Switch on here. Electro Drift. And then Draco Meteor. All like the obvious moves on Miraidon. Now, why is bulky the set? Let's pull up a calculator real quick. How fast is Koraidon? 135. Do we do the mirror? If it's 135 speed, well, the fastest mon after that would probably be the horses, right? Is there anything else that we want to outspeed otherwise? Let's go speed. Miraidon is here at 135. Qianpao. Eternatus is apparently being used, which is cool. This is exciting to dip into this for the first time. Zamazenta's 128. Do we care to outspeed it? Why would you be max speed? I feel like that makes no sense. I mean, outside of these guys, with Assault Vest, maybe it's more accommodating to go bulky Miraidon. Right? I feel like that would be the wave. Yeah. I don't see Eternatus being a thing. They add 4 new top tier mons at 135 speed. Yeah, they're all 135. Qianpao, Fluttermane, then outspeeding Eternatus. Mewtwo I feel like is bad. Zamazenta, do we just run enough speed to outspeed Zamazenta? Like, we can't even touch Zamazenta. We just Volt Switch on the guy. And then just run the bulk to live hits better from like things like Fluttermane with the Assault Vest, other Miraidon, Iron Bundle, which probably does 1 million. We'll go max speed for now. I mean, why overthink it? We can adjust from there. Go for speed ties, and then we can adjust depending on like what we're outspeeding, what we see the most of. I feel like that just makes the most amount of sense. This guy I feel like wants to be bulky, right? I mean, if you're gonna be faster than Zama, you might as well outspeed Eternatus. Fair. Is Eternatus an actual mon though that people are bringing? Yeah, with two difference, 2 points of a difference in speed. I feel like it's better at that point with only 5 points difference to just try to get the speed tie. It's better to have that end game in your pocket, I feel, in a pinch. So Lunala here, right? Speed wise at 97. What's relevant? Groudon's Palkia, I guess, right? Palkia is probably going to be one that's going to be brought a lot. Palkia, I think, is 95 base speed, if I remember right. Maybe just run enough speed for Palkia. Is Palkia 95 or 90? It's 95. The Kyurem's are 95. Where's Palkia? Is Palkia faster? Is he 100? Palkia's faster, right? It's 100. I think doubles players are silly with their aggressive ass creeps. So we don't outspeed max speed Palkia anyway. So maybe just base 90s. Groudon, I think, is base 90. I think it's the only relevant Pokemon that I need to outspeed for whatever reason. Bulky Palkia feels like it's just more reliant. You have to decide what you want to outspeed out of Trick Room. Huh. I mean, at that point, since you're faster than Groudon, you want to stay put then, right? So we just go max HP, max. Let's see. What's private in here? According to Picolytics. Kyogre, which is underspeeding anyway. I mean, staying put is probably going to be the best bet, right? If for whatever reason that Kyogre is running max speed and like modest, hits 279. Should we go bulky guy? So here's what we'll do. At modest, it goes to 190. So what we could do is we can go modest. We'll hit 190. And we'll put the rest in, I would say, defense. Or Spadef. Probably Spadef. Hit as hard as we would if it would be max special attack timid. And put the rest in bulk and Spadef. Please use Skull Villain. Maybe in one of these streams where we're doing like some gag stuff. All 5. This seems okay. Terra wise, I think you should just go Fairy, right? I feel like that makes the most sense. For defensive Terra? Or going Ghost as well could be nice. But I feel like Fairy just makes more sense. Defensively. That can change. I feel like I'm not comfortable with that. Now for a Trick Room Abuser, I feel like at that point, do we just go? I do want to check something real quick. Maybe somebody knows in the chat. Does Wide Guard protect your team against Earthquake? I want to say it does. Yes, Wide Guard does protect your team against Earthquake. Okay, cool. So if that's the case, then we should probably just go Ursaluna. I feel like that's the most obvious Trick Room Abuser. Right, and just go Button, Flame Orb, Guts. Avoid fighting type Pokemon. Either Fairy or Ghost probably makes the most amount of sense. I think you should use Grimmsnarl, Ursaluna, Urshifu, yes, that's a good shout. I like that. I like the way that way's going. No, that's good. I like that. Owen mentioned that Grimmsnarl and Miraidon were actually good teammates, so putting it on this team actually is really solid. I like that shout a lot. So Facade, Earthquake. I would say Headlong Rush if I need to go single target for whatever reason, and then Protect. Just click button, negative speed IVs. Well, do I want to outspeed normal Ursaluna outside of Trick Room? I feel like that's the wave. right? I feel like you want to outspeed normal or like standard Ursaluna outside of Trick Room, but then in Trick Room be the fastest Mon. But in the mirror matchup of Ursaluna, you want to be faster when Trick Room's not up. Mm-hmm. I think we just go Adamant with all our EVs. That way we're faster than other Ursaluna outside of Trick Room. And then just go max HP. Oh, there's a dog outside. I just heard a yelp and someone stepped on his tail, poor guy. Okay. We like, and then per Owen and L5, we go Grimmsnarl. Light screen. Reflect. Parting shot. Spirit break. I got a dip. It's 2 a.m. here for me. Have fun. Hey, thanks, Nidas. I appreciate you coming by, friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's first one, man. First one. Thank you for helping on the journey, man. It's awesome. I appreciate you so much. Light clay. Not light ball. Light clay. Max HP. We want to resist the horse guy, right? So what we could do is go... T-Wave? For speed control? I'll trust you. Let's do it. I do like. I feel like defensive is what we want. So we go... something like that. This is just throwing numbers in the calc here. This is just more preparing for special attackers. Spirit break is going to be dropping special attack anyway. Helps us stick around a little bit more. Yeah, spit def prone. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Cool. Big Ursh, right? Thoughts? I feel like that also is fantastic here. The L5, did you say dark or water? Because I feel like water is really good here. I feel like water is really, really nice. When would water be problematic? Urshifu helps with Terapagos. Urshifu helps with Groudon. Urshifu helps with helps resist Kyogre and get big damage. I feel like water is better. I think this core ran CB water. Yeah, water Urshifu. Yeah, cool. We're on the same wavelength. Fantastic. So we're probably running close combat, detect in case there's imprison for whatever reason, and then last move Aqua Jet. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I hate running the water move separately. I'm that guy. Close combat, and then Terra Water. I also didn't take this guy's Terra here. I'll probably keep it dark, right? Do you guys know, I don't know the answer to this question. Do you guys know if Fake Out takes priority over Prankster? And at that point, does it take speed tiers into account? Because I think if that's the case, we should go Ghost. Okay, yeah, cool. Look at us, man. We're literally living in the same brain, L5. Living in the same brain. You probably want to be Focus Sash. Nah, it's just Mystic Water. I feel like it's just better. And just speed tie other Urshifus, right? I feel like that's just the wave. Something else to pair with Miraidon I think is going to be the best bet here. I feel like Miraidon I feel like Tailwind would be really nice here. Tailwind Trick Room. Am I crazy just by throwing in the friggin' Flex Fit Band-Aid version of Tornadus to help with the grass types that Miraidon don't want to deal with, like what I was talking about before, which is Brute Bonnet, Amoonguss, and Rillaboom. I feel like that's just smart. Am I crazy? And run Focus, not Focus Band. The fuck? Excuse my language. Focus Sash. I feel like that just makes the most sense, at least to me. Right? Kill the grass types that also are going to come in on Ursaluna. I feel like Miraidon Oko's Brute Bonnet. No, I don't want to say no. I don't know the count for that. Bulky Spore. I feel like it should be Spadef. Draco does 58 to 68%. For Terra Fairy. Where's the fairy button? Terra Fairy, how much does Dazzling Gleam do? Which is the same as Terra Blast, right? Same base power. 72. It's to a KO. That's what I said. But then Owen said Assault Vest, and I listened to him. Assault Vest is good, though. I feel like Assault Vest is valid. Assault Vest is valid. Who else am I going to put the Assault Vest on, you know? Because I also don't want to get stuck clicking a move. That is one downfall that I had on the LA team, is that I was really upset when I had to like lock in on the move and had to go with the 50-50. The Pokemon is either going to be switching in the ground type or Terra into the ground type. You know? Owen is right, but I'm righter. You know what? I can't argue with you. Bleak Windstorm. Tailwind. Do I want Taunt? I know I want Protect. Do I want Taunt or do I want Icy Wind? Why do I want Icy Wind? I'm stupid. Taunt I feel like is the best. Do we want Taunt? Or do we want Rain Dance to turn off the weather? I feel like Koraidon is kind of a problem here right now. And I feel like Rain Dance is superior on this build. Boy, why the fuck you got Ron on soft TR Mirai? Why you got Ron? What is Ron? Miraidon? Torn. Oh, Torn, the reason for Torn is that way we can have Tailwind support with Miraidon if need be. Also, since I'm Ursaluna, my Ursaluna is in negative speed. It's adamant. It can also outspeed other Ursalunas. And Ursaluna, I think that if I remember right, at +2, it outspeeds the base 100s. Am I not tripping? 272? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Never mind. I was tripping. Well, it's more so for killing the grass types, which I guess you don't need. You can always bring something else, like maybe Hearth Flame, I guess, to kill the grass types. I mean, if it does sound super redundant, but I guess the main reason was to again kill the grass types, but also turn off the weather for opposing Miraidon Sun teams, I guess. But I guess with Ogerpon, you can take advantage of your opponent's Sun. I feel like that may also be better. Like Ivy Cudgel, Horn Leech, Spiky Shield, and Follow Me. I know a better grass fire type you could put in this slot. No, we're not having this discussion again. We are not having this discussion again. Let me just go max. Yeah, I like this better, right? I feel like this feels good. This feels so good. Villains! All right. Not bad, team. All right, load it up. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. If we win game 1, team is shiced. I feel like it is. I feel like it's good. I feel like it's super good. Let's turn off the music, right? Hold on. Why am I not able to? Cancel. What is going on here? Why can I not change? Here, let me refresh it. There we go. Did it not do it again? Oh my lord. There we go. All right. Have fun. See if they respond. I'm that guy. You queued up singles, by the way. Did I really? Oh, I did. Yes, I did. That makes sense why I had to choose the team. Thank you for seeing that. Have fun under 40. That guy is pissed. Oh, man. All right, buddy. What you got? We have Life Orb Zekrom. Ooh, a Zekrom team. Zekrom, Kyogre, Arch, Pelipper, Thundy, and Araquanid. We have Specs, Life Orb. Oh, my God. Button. Choice Scarf, Arcaludon. Damp Rock, Boots, Nasty Plot, Thunder Weather Ball. Oh my lord. This man wants to end the game in 4 turns. He did not have fun. He actually, in fact, he did not. Okay. So this team is pretty bananas. I like you two. Also getting up Trick Room, I feel like turn 1 is actually fantastic. I feel like setting up Trick Room would be really game changing. Urshifu also feels like it's a necessary bring. Grimmsnarl feels pretty crazy too. I could also just lead Miraidon, Grimmsnarl, and then Ogerpon in the back with probably Lunala for Trick Room for being able to. Why would I need Trick Room? I don't need Trick Room here. Urshifu is kind of not going to do much for me. Ursaluna's not going to do much for me. I feel like we should just go Lunala. He did not have fun. This guy is dangerous. He's very dangerous. Alright. He's got Volt Absorb. So we should just Terra and then click Dazzling Gleam. Because I feel like it's free against this entire team. He has no resist on it. So let's do that. Am I not Terra Fairy? I am Terra Fairy. Oh, I didn't notice that it changed on Showdown. So if you click the Terra button, it like turns rainbow. That's actually really cool. That is really, really cool. Wide Guard Pelly. Possibly, right? Possibly. We should Terra Draco in that sense and then go and eliminate the big threat here. So I can start clicking electric type moves and then click light screen. He did not. I missed. Fun fact. I missed and he nasty plotted. Wow. This is not the turn that I thought would happen, but at least we At least we covered for it, right? I guess. Now he's +2. Neutral with the screens, which is crazy work. Actually crazy work. I'm still going to do that. Thunderwave I can't click. Reflect I don't want to click. I could go Spirit Break on the Thunderous, which would make the most sense. I feel like you can't really touch this guy. Thunder, Weather Ball. Like, you can't touch Miraidon, so maybe I just ignore you. And then I just go here. However, clicking an Electric type, Steel type move may be annoying. But we're in at this point, so we're going to go ahead and click Draco onto the Thunderous, and then I'm going to Thunderwave the... I can't Thunderwave. Yeah, we're going to Draco into Spirit Break onto the Archaludon. That's the play. Cool. Could have done that turn 1. That's really annoying. Drop it back down to neutral. Hello, sir. You are not fun to deal with. Do I want to waste the Shadow Shield? I think I do. Because I feel like you need to come back in as an electric type. What's to cover me from just volt switching here, right? I could just simply attack you, but I don't know if you're scarfed or not. And if you're scarfed, this is a problem. So maybe we just scout for it being scarfed. But we have the light screen up, so I think that's fine to go ahead and try to do it. But you could... Your Terra Water. What's to stop me from Electro Drifting? Let's just Electro Drift. And then I will T-Wave the Kyogre just in case. Just in case. Water Spout. Does no damage. Okay. So now what we do here is we go Ogerpon. And then we're going to Dazzle. And then this should be 2 more turns of rain. Why'd you bring Pelipper in now? No, hindsight's 2020. Probably Thunder Waving the Archaludon may have been a better bet. But I feel like this can be muscled through. I don't think that he has Wide Guard. I'm just going to hard call that you don't have Wide Guard. So we're going to go into Lunala. And then we're going to... because of the Arch. So we want to reset the special attack on Archaludon. Sweet. Oh no! Confusion sucks. Para the fucking Arch. I know. Hindsight's there. But we're fine. We are fine. Hitting ourselves in confusion would suck, though. I will have to admit. We're gonna Meteor Beam that guy, and I'm gonna try to Ivy Cudgel this guy. Cool, broke through. Kill the Pelipper. Nice. Sweet. We win. Cool. Daniel Para the Fark. I mentioned it in the beginning when I could have, but we're fine. It's game 1. We're fine. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Definitely on the team of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Go to me? Thank you. Oh my god, thank you so much. All right. Hello, sir. You are a Terra Dragon set. So, you being more physically offensive, I feel like what we do is we Terra you again, and I'm going to Draco into the Zekrom, and then we're going to click a Reflect just in case. And we missed 2 games in a row. That's wild. And mad unfortunate. Okay, so we've kind of determined that Dazzling Limb is just safe. So let's go ahead and do that. Reflect is up. I do want to keep this around, however, doubling up into the Zekrom seems to be the most possible play. I can also click a light screen, to be honest. So we can go Dazzling Gleam into light screen. You deserve that. And then we're just in Dazzling Gleam again. And then I'm going to go ahead and T-Wave this guy. Wow. Okay. Lunala seems immediate. And then the most prominent threat is indeed the Zekrom. So first what we're going to do is we're going to click Trick Room. And then we'll Spirit Braid this guy. Cool. Imagine if we gleamed. So, in this position, here's what we do. We're going to go ahead and go for a wide guard here, and then I'm going to Spirit Break into the Kyogre. Grimmsnarl will go first. We'll cover any kind of water spout shenanigans. And we'll ignore the Araquanid for now. Thunder. Grimmsnarl choose. Fantastic. One turn to light screen, 3 turns to reflect. Trick Room still up. So now I'm going to go ahead and Meteor Beam into the Araquanid and let Grimmsnarl go down. But before we do that, let's go for a T-Wave on this guy. And then we will go into Ogerpon. Take an L on the first one here. Because then what we could do is we're going to get this guy out. And then we can Spiky Shield the last turn of Trick Room. Which we set up ourselves, which is a mistake for sure, Skis. We understand this now. We're going to Spiky Shield. But with the Sticky Web up, actually, we're faster here. Were you more afraid of the Pelipper? Probably, right? Do we just bank on the para? Bank on the para, go Araquanid? Yeah, there it is. We're still not underspeeding this guy though. So he's faster than us in the trick room. So we're gonna go faster here. We deem that we can live anything the Arachnid wants to go for. So we're gonna Horn Leech onto the Pelipper slot. So we're now faster than Arachnid even with the sticky web. Liquidation. Okay. Okay. So we notified the mistakes. We saw the mistakes, and now we adjust from that. This is good. I like this a lot. This team is very, very herder. For sure. We don't make any changes. We just notify, we just realized like where the mistake actually was. Also, I realized that I could also just bring this screen up. It makes it a little bit easier for you guys to see too. So sorry about that. We're still learning, for sure. Okay, so now we're back onto the original plan, which was don't miss the Draco. And then set up a light screen. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. In comes the Zekrom. We go Terra Dazzling Gleam into... We should still break the sub. Let's reflect. We should still break the sub. We stay Dragon type. This is fine. The Dazzling did 41%, so we take the Dazzling Gleam again. Or what we could do is we can go back and we go... We Volt Switch on the Arachnid, and then we go Spirit Break onto the Zekrom. Bring an Ogre Pawn in that slot. Chew the Electric type attack. Clicks Dragon Dance. Okay. Kills Grimmsnarl, that's fine. We go back into Miraidon. We go Follow Me into Dazzling Gleam. He's so good. Is that me? Oh. My ego. My ego. Goes wide guard. Ooh. Nice. Well, lucky enough that now that we know the wide guard is, that way then we can click, he's easily going to click the wide guard here. We can just Follow Me again, and then we can go into Draco Meteor. Yeah. Cool. Crisis averted. Unfortunately, we have to deal with it being -1, which does suck. However, we go Lunala. We have the Shadow Shield up. We are going to Meteor Beam the Pelipper and then Electro Drift the Arachnid. And we missed. Nice. Nice. Moongeist Beam into Electro Drift. Cool. Just dodge. Facts. No GG. He just left. Oh. That's unfortunate. Alright, let's do another one. Now we understand how the team functions. I actually really like this team. I think we cooked. I think we cooked. All credit to King L5. Okay, we have a little bit more of what we're going to be seeing more consistently. This is actually exactly what I was looking to build outside of Araquanid. These are the mons that I was talking about in the builder, right? Miraidon, Ice Horse, Ogerpon, Iron Hands, Girafarig, or Farigiraf, I should say. This is the exact team that I had in my brain, which is going to be like the 2.0 of my LA team. That's funny. Looking at it, you know, free Trick Room win. I feel like it looks really, really good here. So I think what we should do is we go Lunala into Ogerpon. And then in the back we go Ursaluna. And I feel like Urshifu is necessary as an ice resist. However, Grimmsnarl looks fantastic too, just to become unkillable. Do we leave Miraidon in the back? Or leave it at home? Let's go Grimmsnarl first. I feel like this feels better. Free matchup. This guy's a bum. What? Laughed my ass off. Mr. Oji Obunga. Hello, Mr. Oji Obunga. All right, here we go. We're going to go TR into Follow Me. So he does have Fake Out. That's fine. That's fine. That's wild that Owen is the opponent here. Okay. So now the hands is going to be a little bit of annoying. Hands does not knock us out here, which is great. This allows us the opportunity to double up on Miraidon. This is a Specs Miraidon. So what we do here is we go Meteor Beam into the Miraidon. And then we'll Follow Me and let Ogerpon go down. So at least we'll break the sturdy on the Ogerpon, which is cool. Fantastic. So now that Ursaluna is in, which I should be slower than this Iron Hands. This allows me to go Wide Guard into Terra Ghost, Earthquake. He goes Bug. We go Wide Guard. This is going to chew, unfortunately, but at least we're going to be able to chew whatever hit he wants to go for. He goes Wild Charge on the Lunala. Now I do want to get rid of the Iron Hands for sure skis. So we should be able to eat it. We should be able to kill him here, right? Like we could go for a Reflect just to be safe. I feel like that's just a safe bet to do. And then we go Facade into the Iron Hands. That works too. That's fine. Drain Punch Grimmsnarl does no damage, which is nice. He has Ice Horse here. Ice Horse unfortunately will underspeed us. But we have identified the threat of the Calyrex Ice, right? So what we do here is we go Spirit Break. This guy's got Glacial Lane. He does have Protect and he has Trick Room. He can't Protect on the hands. So I think what we could do is we can go double up into the Iron Hands here. Knock out that Pokemon. Get the Glacial Lance. And then we go... The only thing that he can, the only way that we lose this game, I think, is if he doesn't attack. If he attacks Grimmsnarl here, right? So we're gonna play to our out. We're gonna go Thunderwave on the Calyrex, and then we're gonna click our Earthquake. And we missed, which is unfortunate. But Miraidon's gonna pick us off anyway. Okay. So what did we learn? We learned that the Ogerpon is annoying, for sure. Our Ogerpon didn't really do what we needed it to do. The Miraidon Mirror matchup is actually really annoying. So what we could do is we can go Miraidon into Grimmsnarl. Bring Miraidon, he's pretty good. Yeah, that's my first thought. Ursula and Lunala actually is really good as well. So I think we'll go that too. So we'll bring that in the back though. And then allows us to still have something for the Trick Room shenanigans. So he gets a plus defense, and then from here, what we will do is, since he's also a fairy type, I'm gonna Volt Switch on the Fergaraf, and I'm gonna set up a light screen. So we both get out, which is cool. We're gonna get into our Ursaluna. Sets up the Trick Room. We notice that we are faster. So I'm going to go ahead and if he protects here, that would be unfortunate. But I'm going to go for a Terra Ghost on our Ursaluna. Like, do you click Protect on this guy? My assumption is you do. So I think my play is to go after, I mean, I've identified you as the threat, so I feel like we just go for that. So we're going to Terra here. We're going to Headlong Rush the Calyrex, and then we're going to set up a Reflect. Wow, choose. We're going to go Lunala. We cover for the Protect by just going Earthquake into Wide Guard. Maybe Facada was the play there. So the fake out is coming. So I think we just go Protect. And then we go Meteor Beam into the Calyrex Ice. Goes Wild Charge instead. I should be able to chew a hit. Yeah, I do. So he doubles up into Miraidon, to Lunala, which is a good play on his part. So now I can actually Earthquake. I can Earthquake into Wide Guard and kill them both. And I think we can take game 2, which is nice. This is fun. This is a thrill. This is a cool thrill. We're going to go Wide Guard. We're going to go Earthquake. Oh, the Iron Hands lives. That's crazy. And then he clicked Electro Drift and he forfeited. Okay. Cool. I didn't expect the Iron Hands to live there. Spread move, I guess. Reduce damage, right? Okay. I liked what we did before. Miraidon Grimmsnarl. How do we change it up though? Do we go Lunala and let him sit his own trick room? No, Miraidon's just the best bet. Then Ursaluna, Lunala. Yeah. I like the 4. And just kind of play what we had. He's going to change it up and he's going to bring Ogerpon in. I'm going to go do... Dazzling Gleam covers both, right? But I can live a hit with the Reflect. A Light Screen, I mean. So what I do is I'm going to go Volt Switch on the Ogerpon. And I'm going to set up a Light Screen. Yeah, that was just free. Free on his part. He doesn't click follow me. Insanity. Oof, that was game changing. We're gonna go Lunala. That was pretty crazy. I thought he'd follow me there. We're gonna lose our Shadow Shield, unfortunately, for free. I'm going to Trick Room, and then I'm going to set up a Reflect. And I want Grimmsnarl to go down here. I can attack with this guy, so I think my best bet is to go for a Moongeist Beam on the Ogerpon. And let him fake out me, right? Speeder Break onto the Iron Hands. I think this is fine. I needed to get the chip damage on the Iron Hands. I think this is fine. So I get 3 turns to cook as best I can, as fast as I can, I should say. Dazzling Gleam seems free. So we will go Facade into the Iron Hands. Then Terra Fairy. Do I Terra Fairy or do I Terra Ghost? We Facade the hands. We Terra Facade. Terra Facade the hands, and then I'm going to Dazzling Gleam. Nice. Cool. Wild Charge doesn't threaten me as much. We're going to EQ here. We're going to EQ again. Protects. Double protects. Good play by Owen. Good play by Owen. Ivy Cudgel into Glacial Lance. Does that kill me? No. Ugh. Can I live one more? I don't think I can. Nah, he's got the Miraidon in the back. GG's. Good place. Takes it in game 3. That was fun. All right, guys. Well, we have been streaming for quite some time. We got 1 win, 1 loss. Funny it was to Owen. So the plan is I'm going to try to be back here on Thursday and then possibly on Saturday morning. So hopefully you guys are able to tune in for that. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. I appreciate it. Hey, Owen. Good game. Yeah, so I like the team a lot. Maybe we'll fine tune some stuff and then we'll get this team in game and then we'll play some actual Wi-Fi games, which will be fun. A little bit more aesthetically pleasing, and then go from there. We'll definitely be playing other games like I've been playing Mario Wonder with the kids. That's been really fun. So maybe we'll stream that too. But Thursday, it looks like we'll probably fine tune this team, and then we'll put it in the game. We'll play on Wi-Fi and then go from there. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna get up out of here. I will be back again Thursday, and I'm babbling on. Have a great rest of your night. Thanks guys for joining in on the tester stream. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to getting back on the swing of things, and hope you guys have a great rest of your night. And above all else, be nice. Peace. Bye guys. Thanks King L5. Thanks Owen. Appreciate you guys for hanging out.